Okay, so the basis of this move is to become playing off a scrum. The reason why we went off a scrum is because we want the defensive line to be fairly close to our attacking line. It's the basic same setup and premise as a speed, except we're not going to go to 10, we're going to go to 11, who's going to be disguised by the 12 and the 13. And 11 is going to run in the space in between the 10 and the 12. So to let it run through, and I'll explain each one of those roles afterwards. One more time. Okay. First pass 10 to 12, 9 to 12. 10 and 11s you see are running really flat across the bay. So what we're really doing is targeting this area here between the 13 and the 11. Now the reality is the 10, 12, 13, if you do this too, if these guys move too quickly, then 10 could move on to the 12 automatically. 12 could move on to the 13, and the 13 would then look to hit the 10. That doesn't matter. We can adapt this to this. It doesn't really matter who comes into it. If the 10 does bounce out 1, 12 bounce out 1, 13 bounces out 1, then that's totally fine. We can still play that move off of this. But anyway, first move to 12, and 10's coming across with 11 running a flash line behind them. 13 attacks that space as normally would. 12 is here. What should happen here is the 11 should sight the 10 and start to come in to try and tackle him, because we've all seen blocking passes or blocking lines all the time now. It's fairly common in an attack, so defences are starting to really view it, which is why I've came around with this. It's basically to play off of that. That's why I think this move in particular would work well after we've done a couple of speeds or the likes, anything, or even a gold, or anything that basically involves a pullback. Yep, so, and if we do carry on. So I say 10 continues that line across to engage with 11, and the 12 and 11, so 11 here just sort of pops through on the line with the 12. If the 13 doesn't bite and stays on the 11 and sees them coming through, 12 just pops it to 13, and we carry on from there. 15's actually got quite an important role here with that outside man. Up to this point, the 11's covering him. Until the 11 recognises the threat coming in this direction here, we still want that 15 to try and attract his attention. It's only here he bites into the 10, yeah. Once they're through, if I go back to here, you can see they're 15 and 14 are sort of covering the backfield. 15 is going to go out to cover the 14 as 11 moves up. 14 is going to come across. So when we get this line break, there's going to be defenders in that space. So we need to make sure we have support there. So 9 you carry on your line, 15 you carry on your line, 14 carry on line as well. Once 11 gets to here, depending on where you're on the pitch, whatever pass works or whatever step works, or or whatever kick works as well. You could kick it out to the 14 if you wanted, just along the ground, and as a grubber or whatever. Whatever works. Right, so hopefully that gives us a bit of an option. Just to basically, I played off a scrum, hopefully to exploit defence's ability to read a pullback pass or a blocking line, and play through one more time. And that's how that goes. Okay, so off a scrum, we call it jacks. Any questions? Let me know.